5 out basketball, 5 segments, 5 takes. This is the podcast for NBA conversations. This is 5 out basketball, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
And now we have one more serious topic before we get to like really fun talk. And it's going to be a 5-out classic. It's going to be a team breakdown. LeBron sexuals, where you at?
Where you
at? We got the Los Angeles Lakers. Quick little rundown on the Lakers. They are 9th in the West with a record of 30-26. They are 2 games from the 8th seed, but they are 1.5 games from the 10th seed. They are 13th in points per game, more points than the Denver Nuggets. And points allowed per game, they have 117. So it's like 117 on each side, which is just mid. They're not good. They're mid all around.
Mid.
Everton, your thoughts on the Nuggets before we look specifically at their lineup?
Oh, the Lakers.
Wow, that's my fault. I meant to say Lakers. That's
nah,
my
you're
fault.
good. You're good. I'm just making sure I didn't start speaking about something else.
Yeah.
So Lakers, like you just said, 9th seed, 30-26. They have the 15th ranked defense, so right dab in the middle, and the 18th best offense, which is below the middle. So when you look at this team, obviously they're probably the most polarizing team in the NBA right now, and it's because it's the most well-known team. It's the Lakers, and
With
you
the
got
most
LeBron
well-known
James.
player.
Literally, exactly. LeBron, AD. It's going to be a polarizing team. So doesn't surprise me. But, before we get into the lineup, I wanted to bring up this thing because I went and searched it up. They have the top 10, like they're in the top 10 for the toughest schedule for the remaining part of the season,
Why do we think
which
about that?
which is a big thing for them because they're a team that can go literally from play-in to out the play-in if they lose a certain amount of games. And look, they can't miss the play. They can't miss the play-in. Look, if they lose in the playoffs, whatever, but if you miss the play-in again, it's gonna get real ugly over there in Los Angeles. I'll tell you that much. But
That's how we're
I
gonna
won't go
end our
too
team
much in depth.
breakdown.
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, so we're gonna dive in that later if things do go wrong. But we're gonna look at if this team can seriously contend first. First, looking at their starting 5, it's D'Lo, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Roy Hachimura, Taurean Prince, or Jared Vanderbilt. They like to switch that one off. And then
Yeah.
80 at the center, which I don't love. I love Anthony Davis. I wish he was a power forward, though, because I think that's his best style of play.
Yeah.
But I first, you get all these players, so this is why Joey touched grass. Because I want to talk about D'Angelo Russell first. D'Angelo Russell, was like, I can only think of an MMA example off the top of my mind. Like those mythical fighters, like, when Cain Velasquez fights over sea level or something like that.
Yeah.
Right before trade deadline, D'Angelo Russell has to be one of the best players in NBA history. That guy just hoops when his job's on the line because this is the funniest statistic in the world. And it's just why I think it's going to hurt the Lakers. It's like, oh, D'Lo's playing at another level. Maybe we're good. D'Lo's going to fall off. I hope we can settle that now. So in the past 16 games, when trade deadline was coming around,
Yeah.
Andy Danny notebook, D'Angelo Russell in those 16 games averaged 23.4 points per game, 6.9 assists per game, 46.6 field goal percentage, and a 46% 3-point percentage. That's all-star numbers. Those are incredible numbers.
Brooklyn Nets D'Lo numbers right there.
How about the previous 35 games, though, shall we? 14.7 points per game, 6 assists per game, 44% from the field goal, and then 38.5 from the 3-point line.
Which isn't actually terrible. But
it isn't terrible, but like when you have a weak bench that can't get you buckets, that's a D'Lo you're gonna get. And I think it's one of the things the Lakers gotta worry about. It's just AD and LeBron. This is something that's not talked about enough. They've been so healthy this season, so it's not like they've been very injury prone or an injury's about to happen. But they need other guys to help them out. And if D'Lo's gonna have to be your third guy, you better like pray to whatever you believe in. Like I don't care if it's God, like Jesus Christ. I don't care if it's Allah. I don't care what it is. You better start praying that D'Lo keeps these numbers up because the trade deadline is passed. So I think peak D'Lo is out of here. So then where do you go next? You go Austin Reeves. This is our golden boy. We can't move on from here. This is our young prospect. He's 25.
20. Thank you. I feel like people don't know that he's actually 25. People act like
old.
he's like 20, bro.
This is what pisses me off about being like a soccer fan. Is like they'll have a player that's like 24. It's like that's our golden boy. Your golden boy is paying taxes. He's an adult.
He's in Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, dude. We don't need United fans and LeBron sexuals in the same comment
You're
section.
right.
We'll,
You
we'll
are
get
perfect.
banned. We will get
You're
banned.
right. You are totally right. Go ahead. Continue talking about what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Austin Reeves, like he's a good player, but it's just people are like, oh, is this the next big thing? He's 25. We're not getting much better than Austin Reeves. Still a very good player. Nothing against him.
Yeah.
But then he gets to the power forward spot. It's like, man, what is going on in LA? Roy Hachimura, sometimes he looks like he's him. Other times he doesn't. Tarian Prince is a power forward. Let's be serious. I don't know.
He's
Like,
okay.
you'll get like 34 minutes a game. And it's like, Ham should be fired for this. And then you go to Jared Vanderbilt, who's an incredible defender. Is the reason the Lakers do so well defensively. But he's a cone offensively. He has no offensive bag.
No bag. And he's out for the season now too. But
Oh, he is?
Mhm.
Oh, I misread that injury report. Oh, man. Poor
Oh,
Lakers
did it say
fans.
something else? Maybe it said something else. But I'm last
I
time I
think you're
read
right.
it said he was like out for the season.
Yeah, if that's the case, they're screwed. Yeah, and then off the bench, they had guys like Cam Reddish, Christian
Who's
Wood. No offensive bag. It was like, oh, don't worry, guys. We made a big move at the deadline. We signed Spencer Dinwiddie, who is shooting 32% from the 3-point line and 39% from the field. What hope do the Lakers have in the playoffs that LeBron gets back to his Miami days and Anthony Davis is who we thought he was coming out of the draft, that he was going to be a top 5 player in the NBA?
mm,
Like, what needs to go right for the Lakers to have a playoff success, if there's anything? If you want to say there's nothing, go ahead, go crazy. But is there a way the
honest
Lakers can get into the playoffs and even win a series?
honestly, their best chance is getting a good matchup. And the only matchup they could get and maybe feel comfortable with is OKC, right?
And I wouldn't even like
Or
honestly, I wouldn't even say they're comfortable in that one.
and no. But I'm saying out of all the teams they could play, either OKC because they're inexperienced or Minnesota because they're not great offensively. But still, I'd try to take Minnesota because that defense is different. But they're only and still OKC, I wouldn't even feel comfortable about that, like you just said. But they're probably the best odds they'd have at winning a series because you better not go up to that 6 seed and play Los Angeles Clippers. That
Uh-huh.
ain't, nah, I don't know about that one.
Uh-huh.
Um, and they're not going all the way up to 4 or 5, so I'm not even really going to consider that one. But yeah, like first off, they got to worry about getting out of the play-in because
Yeah.
that play-in tournament ain't easy. You know, you got Dallas. If they keep moving, they probably won't be. But New Orleans could be in there. Sacramento could be in
Sacramento,
there.
Golden State's
Golden
red
State.
hot. The
Exactly.
Rockets are a very good team when they want to win. The
Hmm.
Jazz are starting to fall off, which I kind of saw coming.
Me
But
too.
there's teams in the West, and there is a scenario where the Lakers don't even make the play in.
Literally. Exactly. Exactly.
So this is where it gets fun. Let's say the Lakers don't make it in the play in, or they just get embarrassed, swept in the playoffs.
Hmm.
What happens next? Do they blow it up? And how bad does the explosion happen?
So, knowing the Lakers, they're not doing that. They're gonna probably
Mhm.
try to get a third star. You know what they do. They don't really blow it up. But the smart idea would be to probably blow it up.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I don't even know how to trade LeBron. Like that just doesn't make sense. Like that just doesn't sound right. But he wouldn't even be on contract because technically it's a player option. But that's too much, whatever. Um, the smart idea would be to be like, yeah, we got to retool. You
Mhm.
know, obviously they just re-signed AD like last year, or whatever. So maybe make AD your number one guy and move on from LeBron and try to retool a little bit. You know, make the roster a little bit deeper or something.
Mhm.
But unless see that the smart choice would honestly be keep LeBron and AD and just get 3-point shooters and defenders. That is the blueprint. 3-point
Mhm.
shooters, defenders, and two solid bigs. That won them a championship. Like I know the bubble this, bubble that, but that team was really good, bro. Like Braun at point guard, Caruso, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. I know Danny Green, whatever, but he was okay. KCP, like that team was so well rounded. Like you had guys who could shoot the ball and you had guys who could flat out play defense alongside LeBron and AD. So I feel like if they go back to that formula, they could get back to being contenders. Low key. I don't know how, this is older now, but look, LeBron and AD haven't shown any signs of like slowing down. Like LeBron's still as good as he's been in years past for the most part. And AD's honestly, the more healthy he is, the better he is. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think retooling would make the most sense. I don't see them trading LeBron. I just no. And not gonna trade AD. So I feel like just go for that blueprint. It's right there in front of you.
But there is one factor that you are missing. Well, there's two parts that go to it. One, LeBron has a ton of money already, and I think he can get paid wherever he wants to go. And there's a certain player LeBron is dying to play with if he gets drafted, and that is Bronny James Jr.
Bronny James.
He wants to
Yeah.
be on that team. So I think there is a realistic world where if the Lakers just fall apart, LeBron can leave because he's still gonna get paid just because jersey sales that like teams are willing to pay just for that
It's
alone.
LeBron.
And he's a
It's
great player,
LeBron.
so he's gonna get paid.
Hmm.
And then what do you do? Like, so you don't get any assets for LeBron. You have Anthony Davis next to guys that can't contribute to his game. Do you have to consider trading Anthony Davis in that scenario? I know you just signed him, but your team is going to make no progress, and you don't really have assets to make a trade for one star, let alone two.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Well, I think two things. LeBron doesn't even, he said he'll play like for cheaper money. Like he doesn't even care about, he just wants to play with Bronny. But if you're, look, this is gonna sound crazy, but if you're desperate enough, you might just have to draft Bronny.
Yeah.
You might just have to draft him, so then at least LeBron has to stay at that point. But other teams might think the same thing. So I think, look, if you can retool this roster, I know LeBron has expressed interest in playing with the Lakers, but I never take things like that at face value.
Mhm.
They're gonna give you the PR right answer thing all the time. So I don't know. I think the best bet is their best scenario, retool this roster to fit three-point shooting and defensive players and two bigs. It's all you literally need. That's the blueprint. Do that, and you can be back into being contenders. And if you're desperate, just draft Bronny.
Yeah.
So at least LeBron's guaranteed to be on the roster.
Which is very smart. And my final thing is this is gonna be a hot take. I think Lakers fans are going to disagree with. I
Hmm.
don't blame this on him. I really don't. Like I know he makes some questionable lineups, but with this crap of a lineup, what do you want him to throw out there? Like he's throwing some shit at the wall and wants it to stick, but outside of LeBron and AD, he's just grabbing shit. Like it doesn't. It's not like he has a lot to work with. Like he has terrible players to complement LeBron and AD, so I don't really know what they expect him to do. I really don't.
I mean, I understand that because the roster is a bit sus, but I think the one thing that you can kind of blame him for is the lineup he throws out there. Like some of those lineups just don't make sense. When you consider like why is he putting out lineups that have Cam and Jared Vanderbilt,
Wait,
right?
what?
Who are sharing like they'll have yes, he's had lineups where he has LeBron, AD, Cam Reddish, Vanderbilt,
Oh, you
and
said
Torian Prince.
Cam. My bad. I thought you said ham. I was like,
Oh no.
sorry, my bad. I got confused.
Oh, I'm like, wait, what? Did I say something crazy? No, like he'll have like Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron and AD, and like Torian Prince. Name one shooter on the court at that point in time.
But that's just where I start to struggle because like yeah, you would like D'Lo to be there. D'Lo can't
Hmm.
play 48 minutes. He's so sometimes he's got to be on the bench. And then like what? Max Christie? Like I just don't think the Lakers have the options to give you the best possible lineup just because they're poorly constructed. I don't think he's the best coach in the NBA, and I'm not gonna like fight to the death to make sure he stays employed. I feel a little bad for him because like I see him get so much criticism online. It's like
Hmm.
I just don't know what you want him to do. Like Cam Reddish isn't gonna magically be the player we saw at Duke and start shooting the rock like it's nothing.
Nope.
D'Angelo Russell's not always gonna be Brooklyn D'Lo. Spencer
Hmm.
Dinwiddie is Spencer Dinwiddie. Let's be serious. So
Midwitty.
I think he sees some things not work, so he just tries to throw crap at the wall and hope that maybe it will work. Which I respect him for experimenting. It's just I really get confused with what he's supposed to do with this Lakers team.
I respect that opinion. I just think some of those lineups are a bit questionable, but I can understand why it's like, what else are you supposed to do? And I guess you can kind of throw that at Rob Pelinka,
Oh,
honestly.
he needs some heat, like seriously.
You can honestly throw it at Rob Pelinka because I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Hey, I'm not gonna let any of y'all get away with this. Y'all said the Lakers had like the best offense, like the best offseason.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that, and now they're like, man, what is LeBron supposed to do with this team? Y'all said he had the best offseason. What happened? What
Yeah.
happened? So that's all I gotta say.
That's hilarious. So that's a team breakdown on a team that is completely broke down.
Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of the 5 Out Podcast. I am Joey LeMaster, and me and Everton are so thankful for your guys' support. If you want to keep supporting us, please check out the full podcast on Spotify and follow our TikTok account. Both of those will be in the bio, and make sure to leave a like and stay smooth.